Manja mwako tuma James tuchachabe party after party. That's why Funko Sambila na hygienic soap. Ili na active silver technology. Wambera soap with technology. Officer Papi!
Call police, madam.
Go and hygienics and kurukuta her right now.
You are under Samba in the laws of hygienics.
Hygienic soap is a powerful antibacterial soap with active silver technology formulated to kill 99.9% of germs.
Hygienic soap. You are safe in our hands.
Take it to the max.
We're diving in deep this March, flexing our muscles to give you a great viewing experience.
Let's do this.
Put your big girl pants on and forge your own path.
This is the first check I've ever gotten.
How many people would kill to be a ground?
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Hostile conditions, huh? Brush it off. Stay connected to GoTV for shows that will get you pumped up. We're going all in this March. GoTV. Live it. Love it.
Let's go into a world of taste and wonder, where homegrown natural ingredients burst with the flavor of real buttery love. From the skilled bakers at Amazon comes a fabulous shortbread biscuit baked to absolute perfection. Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, made with real butter for that superb melt-in-your-mouth experience. Once you take a bite of Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits, you experience the wonder and magic that goes into the making of perfect shortbread biscuit. So take a bite and enjoy Chelsea Shortbread Biscuits from Amazon. We bake them better.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Diamond Connection. We just had an update from the Ministry of Health. 35 cases is where we are standing at. Remember, they did conduct about 51 cases, and out of which 6 did come out positive, and one of them being a domestic worker. That's also been a very, very big concern, I know, for a lot of people in this country, is the moment it gets into the high density areas, what will happen? But, you know, coming from the minister, he said, remember that not all domestic workers go back home. Some of them do stay, are live-in maids, but I know how much security or comfort does that give you? But also, he did say that, believe it or not, Levy Mwanawasa also has they've prepared up to 800 people bed space, you know, if the worst should come to the worst. And they do have more other centers, some of them housing up to 200 on the Copper Belt in Ndola. They've got in Masaiti, I think the space there could house up to 100 people. So I think, you know, I think we could be moving in the right direction. But yeah, I think now it's to look to us to see what we are doing to ensure that we keep the numbers down. But of course, you know, people are still allowed to travel into the country. But the question still stands: why not lock down on passenger planes, allow the cargo planes to go, allow cargo planes to come in and out of the country, but put a complete lockdown on passenger planes. I mean, also, who's traveling during this time? Can we Skype, guys? Can we Skype? You don't need to come to Zambia. Just stay where you are and just Skype, And also, you in Zambia, just stay here. Pull out your computer and Skype, guys. Use those bundles. Put your internet providers to the test so that, you just work from home. Just work from home. And also, one interesting point I thought I got out of that that was interesting anyway for me was to quarantine or isolate truck drivers that are coming in, bringing in goods. That is great. I think the buses also must just shut down completely. No passenger traveling. Let's just keep it cargo, food, supplies, all of that. Let's just lock down to that. But anyway, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, and also crowding at business premises, very discouraged. I don't know why you guys are still feeling like you need to be around a lot of people. There's something interesting that I spoke about with a friend of mine. He was talking about how he's a business guy, and he was talking about Etamanga, and he was talking about how this is affecting him business-wise. So, interesting things that we need to look out for. Remember to wash your hands. Don't touch surfaces recklessly. If you do, please sanitize. Always wash your hands. Ladies, please cut your nails. Okay, cut your nails. Bacteria, dirty. Men, that pinky nail, cut it off. Let it go.
Or you could wash them. When you wash your hands, you could wash your nails as well.
No,
make sure the 40 seconds last long when scrubbing.
You need to use a nail brush also just to scrub inside, but dirt always accumulates throughout the day. So it's advisable that you just cut your nails during this period. And I'm keeping mine as short as I can. I'm not even going for those acrylics and whatnot. I'm not doing that. I really wanted to, but now forget about that. But anyway, it is the Diamond Connection. That's what's been happening, and that's the brief update we got from the ministry. Coming up today, on the convo, we're simply asking, are we as a people taking COVID-19 seriously? Are we taking it seriously? Because every day we see these updates, I was about to say the worst thing ever, but we'll keep that. I'll keep that to myself.
People will make you do that. You see a story online and you're like, are we living in the same world? Are we seeing the same news? How are you still acting the same? Because things are different right now.
How are you still hanging out 10, 20, 40 people of you? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't. Do you not see the numbers? Are we watching the same news?
Anyways, in relation to that, for the convo topic, obviously we have to touch stories that have to do with COVID-19, and also we saw the church bodies. They came together on Saturday, and they're suggesting a lockdown. That's the best way to go. But funny enough, one church had a service on Saturday morning with more than 50 people, and LCC intervened, and we'll talk more about that when we get to WOW. Now, other than that, on a side note, so a state minister, finance minister in Germany, he committed suicide allegedly because of the virus. There's too many cases, and it's too much pressure for him, and that was the reason for his suicide. So we read more into that story when we get to WOW. And another thing, so the Queen's footman tested positive to the corona.
Footman? He massages her feet? Does she have a man? Does she have a servant for her feet?
She's just got servants to do everything for her. So he tested positive to the virus also. So many stories going on. I know I received a call from a friend earlier, and they were talking to somebody else who was saying, "Oh, have you heard that the Queen has the virus?" No. If the Queen had the virus, would have known by now.
Yeah.
Would have known by now. So it's her footman who had the virus. And another story I want us to talk about. So there was the Chinese nationals in Uganda that were being hunted by the police for running away from the quarantine. So 50 have been arrested over this weekend. So we'll read more into that when we get WOW. That's the stories that have been happening through the weekend. That's What a Weekend on Monday.
They should be charged.
Yes.
If any of them are positive, they should also
50
be charged.
is a large number.
It is a large number, and Uganda, this is what you need to do. I think, in fact, the whole world, this is what you need to do. If people are going to escape quarantine or isolation, knowing very well that they could be positive or are positive of COVID-19, they need to be charged with murder, because that is just recklessness. You can't. You never know if the moment you infect someone, what if they die?
Yeah.
It was you being irresponsible. You put other people at risk. Therefore, you should be charged. You should take up that responsibility. But hey, that's just me talking. But MCM today is an international award winner. Okay, he is a filmmaker. His name is Abraham Kawe, and he recently won. I need to write this down so that I do the AMVCAs. So it's a mouthful. So that is the Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards. Okay, for Southern Africa, he did scoop it for the movie Daliso. So I'm so excited that he's here and we get to talk about his movie and his journey. Did you know he's such a big fan also of documentaries? And he's made quite a number and interesting documentaries on child marriages and, of course, the civil rights of girl child. So, what sparks that interest in him? He'll get to tell us that and much more a little bit later. But, of course, coming up right about now is the convo topic. And remember, we're simply asking, are we as a people doing, are we as a people taking COVID-19 seriously? Okay, are we taking it seriously? Well, it's a short break and we get back. Alright, so welcome back to it. It's time for us to get into the convo. Are we as a people taking COVID-19 are we taking it seriously? Now remember, COVID stands for corona. For the CO stands for corona. The V stands for virus. Right? Coronavirus. Disease. What's the D for?
Disease discovered in 2019.
Oh yeah, coronavirus discovered. Yeah, the D is for discovered. How could I forget that just now? But anyway, so it's COVID-19. So coronavirus discovered in 2019. So yeah, are we taking it seriously? Do you think we're taking... this is the second weekend of isolation, staying home, it's the second weekend of social distancing, isolating ourselves from people and whatnot. Are we, with what you're seeing, are we taking it seriously?
I was talking to a friend earlier on. I was surprised at how normal town is. It's just any other Monday. It's the same population, same number of people in town, same traffic in town, nothing different. I expected that there'll be less people in town. So after seeing that, because I was home all of yesterday, I thought, obviously it's only people that have to go to work that will go to work. But it seems everybody's just having a regular day, a regular start to their week. I do not think people are taking this thing seriously, especially here. I honestly do not think it's being taken with the seriousness that it deserves. Even if they see the news that the numbers keep increasing, they still live their lives the same way they used to, even before we had the virus. Just over the weekend, someone I know, so after when the president ordered that bars be closed, bars and nightclubs, we know by now that the police did come out and say that some bars are being opened and some of these bar owners are locking in their customers. So people think that it's closed, but they're drinking from inside while the place is locked. And someone I know was here saying this, they're like, banach komela, Mairo, banach komela. And then after seeing, when he understood how easily you could get it, just through, you could be having that chilled time, you're having your alcohol, it's fun, but you get it and you take it home. Then he had a moment of reflection on how he was acting, and he was like, okay, I won't do it again. And I think this is the moment when we would urge people, whoever knows a bar owner who's opened their bar, they're opening their bar in the pretext of it being closed, but they have customers inside. You need to report them. You need to report them. It's not you being bad-hearted. In fact, you're saving your friend. because anything could happen. The owner of the bar could be infected. The customers could be infected. They'll take it home to innocent people. So there's a lot to this virus that people are not taking seriously. Unfortunately, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It seems here in our country, we only take things seriously when we see people start dying. It's the same thing we saw with cholera. Cleanliness was only taken in after we saw that, okay, there were actual deaths. And that's when you want to wake up. But no, it should not be that way. We should take the example of what we've seen happen in other countries. Look, a Dow person, and I'll use the Dow person. A Dow person is a person who will wait to make all mistakes on their own. But a person who's smart will learn from other people's mistakes. Let's be smart and learn from other people's mistakes. Let's not wait for us to experience deaths, then we'll start taking this thing seriously. Look at the news, it's a normal day. But no, it's not. We need to take it more seriously.
Yeah, it really isn't just a normal day. And this is how South Africa started. They started with just 2. They're 2. Now they've crossed the 1,000 mark. America's crossed the 100,000 mark.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, there's research. You can feel free to go ahead and look it up. Those of us who enjoy to keep being informed, please, there is an estimation that 1.8 million people plus will die from corona. I don't think you want to be part of that statistic. I don't think so. And guess what?
That's a huge
number. We're just over the 400,000 worldwide mark. 500,000, I beg your pardon. 500,000 worldwide. Meaning America is contributing that is in active cases. 500,000 plus, okay? America is contributing 100,000 to that 500. Now, we still, if this is true, if the research is going to be what they say it is, then we've got a long way to go to reach 1.8 million people. Do you understand that that is a lot of people? Do you want to be part of those people? Guys, wash your hands. If people come into the country and you know this person has just snuck in, or if you feel, the Ministry of Health, because I've seen some people complain on social media that people are not being followed up here and there, be on their case until they come to you. Just keep calling them, because remember, guys, they also have a lot of people to get through. So if you feel they haven't called you today, hey, guys, you haven't called me. What's going on? Hey, guys, irritate them. It's your responsibility. It's your life. You need to take responsibility. We all need to act like we have it. We need to act like we have it.
We really need to. And another thing I need to put out there, misinformation, new people. We need to research. Sanitizer is not a cure. You hear people on the street say, oh, Swanaipe is a cure and sanitizer. Sanitizer is not a cure. Say cure and sanitizer. No. It helps you to kill those germs when you're coming in contact with maybe somebody who has, or you touch surfaces that have that pathogen. But it's not the cure for the virus. The cure is not there. And that's why this thing is serious. You need to be washing your hands. You need to keep that social distance. You need to take all these measures that are being preached to you on a daily. You need to take them seriously.
Yeah, you really, really do. But of course, I'm asking it because we did see Wadi did go out yesterday. He went to Soweto. So, the question was, could Soweto be a breeding ground as well for COVID-19? And also, it just goes to... When you watch this, also just ask yourself, are we as a people taking COVID-19 seriously?
Coming through live from Soweto Market, and my name is Wadi Michael Shvemba. Clearly, as you can see, this is the news on the go, and there is a big concern coming through from government and stakeholders and interested parties about the SI that has been introduced by government, stating that everyone has to have social distancing, where people should not be more than 1 meter away from each other. We're here in Soweto Market. As you can clearly see, that SI is not being followed. The question is it that people are just taking, the coronavirus, for granted, per se, or maybe they do not understand what impact it has across the world and, of course, here in Zambia? And how safe can one be? How safe can one be if there's actually standing maybe 50 centimeters from each other, or even closer? If you can look at what's going on right here, people are just mingling amongst each other. They're just walking. less protective gear. We'll be talking to some of the people just to show you what's clearly going on and finding out more right here on News on the Go. I'll also be showing you some aerial shots of how Soweto Market is basically looking from above. As you can clearly see, people are moving on with their lives as usual, and we want to understand more of what's going on. So let's find out if we can talk to a few people. Mami Mulibanji, social distancing. The social distancing.
Bale chitaka yaba bantu bale pita fyaba.
How we kill what 1 meter, what 1 meter.
Pana tuli 1-1.
Kano pano ke?
Bona bambi abo bali uko tuli 1-1.
Songa bali abatabale chitatu mwasa advice.
Kube bachiki kale niko 1-1.
Okay. Then yala tuwafashani.
Nishi tuwapusuka kumalweli aya.
Okay. I'm happy to see that she's got soap. I mean, you can see she's got soap. She's got soap, which is a good thing at the Mkweteshumu. At Kashani aka?
Katuishi mwebene.
Ka sanitizer.
Ka sanitizer na tukwata.
Kale miafwa?
Pyonse tule bonfia.
Okay. Okay, tuatotela mami. All right, so we're going to be moving on, seeing what's definitely be happening here in Soweto Market. So there are a lot of people that are speaking to one another without masks. That also is a big problem because the virus moves when you're speaking and you're spitting and you're releasing watery. It can actually cause a lot of damage. Okay, so we're literally in the midst of it all, and surely enough, there is no social distancing. We'll be seeing if we can talk to someone. Baba, mlichawino? Nisha chupa.
Bagamba ulelo bwino bwatsupa zona fazi.
Namu mpako social distancing.
Awo nsumfuile ko fazi.
Tamufile ati mfile mwa how many meters away from each other?
At 1 meter yako wa 10 no mno.
No memo ushemule imini na 1 meter.
Awe apa tapale phone shibe fazi.
Okay, because ngata mwimini wamole if mwa imini na vote for 3 imini na. No mana mone fresh kama no market. Abantu wale imini na probably 1 meter away from each other. Too much congestion. Yes. Don't you think this will cause problems?
But it's kutoita sana ubwafya kapantu yako banje futi abantu market na batiba sana.
So abantu fuleteva fule baba kunganda.
Manje ngabakunganda manje ngafuti kalali yenshi manje fuba zishe futi.
So yemo mwana sabe carry on ukubomba kwa bolo kuya kunganda.
Awe abantu kale ngaba ifine balese futi remfo bino ka trash tishaka.
So noma nga abantu mambo kulwala corona.
Awe deso paketa pana yika ko ba pakuingira mage trace samba kumaboko.
Ngo kulanda fenga mulanda mpe.
Katrelanda deso yakwana ninko atafuta kene mugwete akakubika paka.
Wale ntumone kairi.
Awe manje apana kashara futi.
Okay. All right, then zikomo kwa mbili. All right, so we'll be moving on, showing you, we'll be switching to the drone shots now. The drone shots are ready just to show you how people are interacting and not following the SI that has been given by government by giving some social distance. Let's check out our drone in the sky. The aerial shots showing you what's going on from the sky for you to have a clear idea on how serious the situation is. Government and the right enforcers should come and ensure that people are adhering to the 1 meter distancing. I'm trying by all means not to be close to people because I want to follow the SI, and maybe the enforcers should come through, the Lusaka City Council, the police to come through and ensure that people are having that distance. This is live from Soweto Market. My name is Wadi Michael. This is News on the Go. We'll give you back to the studio. Stay tuned.
Very interesting there. I hear that video also has been trending, but I can see why. But yes, so do you think people are taking it seriously? Let's quickly read 2-3 messages before we take a break and talk to Abraham.
Andy says, some of us are. Yes, some of us are. Mlenga says, honestly, in Zambia, I'm really scared of COVID-19 being on the loose. It will surely be the end of us because only about 10% of the population cares about it. Honestly, why do you need the police to whip you into caring for yourself? Would love to see a test, an announcement that all bars will be open one day, only under the current status. I guarantee you, they would fill up to the brim. That's how pathetic and self-destructive we are. I agree with
I
Mulenga,
know, humans are so
100%.
self-destructive.
And speaking of parties, last week on the Copy Belt, someone threw a closing... Anyway, Nikki says no, big no. Ona, the minority, yes. The majority, no. Nana, few of us are, but it's so sad that a lot of people are ignorant about it. Like, they keep on shaking hands and more. How I wish we can all be serious with this deadly disease. Hashtag stay home. COVID-19 is real. Naomi says, not everyone is taking this seriously, and that's deadly. What you can do to these people, because being careless is not only a danger to them, but for everyone around them. And that's the unfortunate thing. I'm for the police whipping them. We had Madam Esther Katongo on Weekend Marathon on Saturday, and she was telling us the police are whipping. I was like, yes, I'm in support of ZP now.
I was watching SABC News. That's the South African Broadcasting Corporation main news. You know, like they have like this whole news. Now they were showing this bite from India.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Bamba mosquito? You put your hand. The police in India. They were whipping people. You guys, that clip, it was so funny because I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. You know, like adults, wakulu, so sharp, and I'm like, good. Yes. They're making them do frog jumps. They must. I'm just like, I must be. You can't, guys. You can't. Maybe that's what also. I think people I need to send Madam Esther an SMS and I said, no, I think you need to bring back also part of that because it's getting.
They're doing it. She says they're not even scared. She was here with her whip and she says, you see it? You see this? I'll whip you with this when you find your open. It was the funniest thing ever. I was like, oh, yes, go Zambia police, whip them. Because we don't want... There's no... You go out to drink, you come back home to innocent people, and you infect the innocent people. No, we don't want that.
We don't
if
want
it takes
that.
you being whipped, you will be whipped.
Be whipped, be whipped. Now remember, guys, keep washing your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands. We cannot say this enough.
Sanitize.
We cannot say this enough. Sanitize. And
sanitizer is not a substitute for hand wash, please.
Please, it's not.
When you can,
wipe
just wash
down
your hands.
surfaces, what, disinfect your surfaces, all of that. Make sure you do what you need to do to really protect yourself. This is very, very serious. Remember, South Africa also just started with very, very little numbers. The people are not taking it serious. They were busy whistling in the club, shouting out Corona. Even doing the voice show. Now see life. See life in Johannesburg, and my heart is paining. You guys, if there's one, you know, whatever is happening around the world with Corona is very sad. But for me, Johannesburg, you know, South Africa is very personal. It's
you love South Africa. We know.
I love South Africa, guys. Like the weekend I had envisioned in my head before all this came out. I was ready to show Vida a good time in Joburg. Sitting on the deck.
We're still going to do it after.
We'll still have to do it when it's all done, man. It's such a vibe, you people. Being in Sandton in the CBD, guys, it is such a vibe. If you've never been to South Africa, I'm sorry, but for those who've been and those who just ball out on the weekend know exactly what I'm talking about. This is sad. It's so sad. It's sad, Phil. It's sad. It's extremely sad. But let's take a break and then we'll continue from there. Abraham will be joining us. He's brought his MVCA with him. I can't wait to look at it. I can't even touch it because Corona. But we're going to take a break and there's still more to come.
Don't use extreme measures for good skin. Use MediHerb. MediHerb Ayurvedic soap combines the strength of 18 herbs to form the best defense against common skin conditions such as pimples, acne, rashes, and dry skin. Its natural ingredients make it safe for everyday use and is the best option to give you healthy and radiant skin. It's natural, it's fresh, it's MediHerb.
what's a fine lady like you doing in this part of town?
I've got a flat tire and I'm late for a meeting.
Flat tire? Hiyo ni porridge. Porridge and shara.
What are you trying to do? Changing the tire all by yourself?
I was wondering the same thing.
Our sister, what a black Lambo. Who does that?
Follow me.
Combat Energy Drink. Energy to conquer. Get ready to step it up with GoTV. Step up your entertainment with GoTV.
How does this work? You need to listen to me.
Pay your account now and we'll upgrade you to the next GoTV package. Don't wait. Pay now and step up to more for the whole family.
That's exactly what I want.
GoTV. Live it, love it.
Spread nipaniko iyo chona wa mtengere iyo noti zigoro iyo wild cat.
In fact yewe ipange iviri kutoka tunuine pamo.
Chadembo chaficha
upangiga.
I'm afraid we don't speak that language here. Please speak English.
I said we require a double dosage, 2 bottles of an uninhibited kitten vitality thirst-quenching beverage known as Wildcat.
Exactly.
Oh, this is a coche. Wanyala. Tuot kaja.
Can't slow down. Got so much to do. Slow down.
This March, Zambezi Magic brings you a different take of the movie festival.
Who did this to you, Princess?
I don't know, Dad.
Where insecurities turn into liabilities of love.
You've been talking to Butch behind my back.
That lead gold diggers to do the extreme.
You cut me off.
Did you really think you'll continue blackmailing me forever?
But they end up doing the forbidden. Get your popcorn ready on Sunday and make it a date with Zambezi Magic.
What a lovely day today. As if only existed good things in this world. As if angels of God only dwells in this world. But, my dear friends, there is evil in this world. Yes, evil lives out there.
Keep this to yourself. Never tell anybody about this.
What's the matter? Why are you crying?
Apart from being your teacher, I want you to see me as a friend.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to tell you now.
You are a very special child. You are a blessing.
All right, so the man behind that movie is international award-winning filmmaker Abraham Kawe, and of course, the two awards there, one of them being the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Award, and the next one is Achievement in Narrative Film Making. So this is the big baby. This is the one that had all the stars from across Africa looking all glamorous and things like that. We did see all of that. So congratulations. I'm so excited that, you're finally here.
Thank you. And
it's on set with me. I'm so proud. And this was for Best Movie Southern Africa.
Southern Africa, yes.
Wow. And the I just want to get this out of the way first. The Africa Magic Viewers' Choice. It's the viewers that get to decide, right? It's because it's the viewers' choice.
No. The award is the viewer's choice. But in this category, it's a panel of judges.
So the
industry experts that sit to analyze the movies.
So then the viewers decide which movies should be in the...
No. These awards, in association with, of course, Malchus and Mnet, they have about 27 categories, and then 7 categories. What's the difference? The 7 is strictly for the judges to judge which one passes. Then the rest, it's the voter, the viewers that judge. Like... the best actor, the best story. Those it's the viewers. They judge according to how they feel the stories, and mostly it's in the Nigerian category.
Of course.
So that's why you have the massive.
It must have been
in
exciting.
this category, like Southern Africa, it's the judges that sit to judge your film. Serious
panel of judges.
Industry experts.
You didn't travel for the awards, so how did it feel to know you had won in your category?
I missed the experience, the Grammy experience.
The red carpet.
The day I was supposed to travel, I cancelled my flight. Just smile. Right here, I can't even celebrate with my team because of the restrictions.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be here with my team, the cast and crew, my executive producer, but we can't be here together because of the restrictions. That's how much I hate this corona. Just come to disturb our lives.
It really has, but I hope you are doing, all the necessary measures to make sure that you protect yourself. But once again, congratulations. Thank you for bringing this one home.
It is here.
It is here, finally. But I want to know from you, Abraham, what really drew you then to film? Let's start from there. I mean, you are a filmmaker, so what attracted you to film?
For me, film has been my life.
Yeah.
Since childhood, I've always dreamed of telling African stories. But I'm more on a biology student. I've done a lot of practice events in biology science. I'm a love of science.
Okay.
So doing film is part of me. I feel, for me, film is, I'm a filmmaker by declaration. So for me, it's part of me. It's in my life. So I don't have difficulties to produce a good story because it's just in me. Because I've come to understand the language of film. Cinematography is a language. So I've come to appreciate and understand this language. So I'm able to translate and tell stories cinematically.
So what has the industry taught you? I mean, you've been in it for 15 years and still going.
This is close to 15 years and I'm still going. Wow. And film is about practice. So the more I've practiced, the more I've practiced for the last 15 years, the more I've become better. Each time I produce a movie, the next movie I do it better.
I like that you said that. I like that you said, you do it better, you do your movies better. In your own personal opinion, which is your favorite of all your productions?
So far, like you can see, I've got two trophies here. Barely within 6 months, I brought 2 trophies to Zambia. In October last year, I was in the States, which was, to me, though you say this one is big, I feel
because this is for the African continent.
Because this one I was competing with my fellow Africans.
Yeah.
African stories. This one I was competing with a wider, this competition was so wide. We had Americans there, filmmakers from UK, Canada. We're competing in the same category. and I won.
Yeah.
As you can see, I don't know which word I can use.
Did you believe it when you heard your name being called out?
For which one?
For the
this one
so the Jomako Black documentary.
This movie is about African democracy. So in my category, I was competing with big filmmakers who are telling African film democracy, and I got the first prize. So I didn't believe it. When they called my name, I was like, that name sounds familiar. Then they called a second time that it was me. That's why I started running to the stage to receive my award. I didn't believe it. It was so magical. I was so super excited.
I can imagine how excited you were, but there's this African. Would you agree, based on just winning this award as well, that, you know, I mean, you all against, you know, big international directors from all parts of the world, but here you were telling an African story, and you actually, as an African, winning the award.
I think the big thing we need to appreciate as Africans is understanding the purpose of film. And then when you understand the purpose of film as a language, then you identify, because storytelling is not just about picking a camera, point and shoot.
Yeah.
It's being serious with what kind of story you're telling. You know, Africa is a hub of rich stories. So as filmmakers, we need to identify stories that relate with society. Stories that relate with society, stories that will communicate a culture. And if we stick to that line of communicating a culture and stories that relate with society, then we'll be better storytellers.
I'll have to hold you a second there. We do have our News on the Go team, so we're going to cross over and see what they're reporting to us this afternoon.